Okay, so this is how we will be, or how to digitize a name within Wilcom Embroidery Studio. We are using, I guess, version 4. Okay, so this is just for basic embroidery fonts that are inside Wilcom. So, first thing we want to do is just pull up our work order and make sure that we have the specs of the job. So, we use Printavo, so I have that up over here on a separate screen. My first name here, let's see here, so I need to select the lettering option, or the lettering tool, and we're going to click on into the hoop area. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, we have a blinking cursor here. First name is Miss Rollins. Type that out. We're going to go back to the object tool. It's going to go ahead and center it automatically. First thing I'm going to do right off the bat is I am going to adjust my start point. So I'm going to select everything here. Right now you can see the start point is this white outlined crosshair right here. That makes it pretty difficult to line up or center up a left chest on the embroidery machine. So I'm going to click on this icon up here. This is the auto start and end. All this is correct. I'm going to click auto start and end and set the point that I want it to center at, the center of the artwork. Okay. So now that's done, you can see how this crosshair has moved to the center of my artwork, which is the name Miss Rollins. So with that selected, I'm going to go over to, with Miss Rollins selected, I'm going to go over to my object properties, I guess window, under special and lettering. This should all kind of already be up after you've used the lettering tool to type out the name. And then this drop down box underneath your text input box, I'm going to click on that, and for this artwork here, I'm thinking that it's just going to be block 2. I'll swing this over so you can kind of see what I'm working with. That's pretty much what we're doing, and these little left chest or right chest personalizations in this case are not exact, so they just need a basic sans serif font to do that. Okay, so now that I have block 2 selected, we're going to click auto letter spacing. That's just going to help with the kerning. I don't get too detailed on these because I just want it to be quick and easy. I don't want to spend a lot of time digitizing this, and I'm going to let the software do that. Also, the next thing I'm going to do is click on satin. Right now it's set to 0.38, which I think is fine. This is just the spacing in between each stitch. I adjusted to 0.35. 0.35, 0.38 is fine. Then I'm going to go to the underlay. I am going to make sure second underlay is checked off. And then I want to break apart some of this. So I'm going to select it all again. I'm going to right click on the artwork and I'm going to do break apart. You notice here that this is now cutting after this first section here. Okay. Let's see here. So now here. I believe there's another way to have it cut after a certain amount of space in between two objects. I'm not that advanced in the program, so I couldn't tell you how exactly to do that. So this is what I do instead. Okay, so I'm just going through and I'm breaking it apart. Oops. Okay, there we go. So you can see that's all broken apart. It's going to trim after each object. We're just going to leave this tutorial as we're just going to leave this as how the process is how we do it. This is our current process until we refine it. So, okay, so now it's done. And we just want to make sure that we have the right dimensions. It should be 3.5 by 0.5 in height. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust that. Oof. Let's do 3.5 in width by 0.43 in height. We're gonna. That's pretty dang close. So if I adjust the height to 0.5, it's gonna adjust the width to 4 inches, which is much larger than I want. So, okay. So now after I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and save this, and I'm gonna save this in the proper folder for embroidery. This job is for Osceola magnet, and it is for the embroidered Osceola t-shirts, teacher t-shirts. So that's in here. Embroidery files. This teacher's name is Miss Rollins. So we're gonna go ahead and save the. Actually, I'm going to copy that real quick. So a little Control-A, Control-C for the file name. And I'm going to click Save. This is the EMB file. This is a Wilcom native file. But then how we transfer the files to our embroidery machine is via USB. So I need to make sure that I have a DST file also. So I save the DST file in the same folder. And then I would go ahead and export machine file again, so just so you see where that's going. It's file, export machine file. It's also Shift E, which I always prefer hotkeys. And when the USB is plugged in, you would just go ahead and save that into the USB drive and into the folder that says ABC. It's really important that it goes in there so that our Baradin embroidery machine can read the file. I don't have it plugged in at this time, but that's what you do. You'd save it, and then you'd go ahead and follow the appropriate steps to eject the USB. And then go ahead and transfer that to your embroiderer. And what we're going to do is, at that point, we would go ahead and send a task to the embroiderer to let them know that the file is on the USB. And you're all set. So that's it. Thanks.